Welcome back to Extra Holiday Games. I'm Extra Holiday, and we are still hopping, still dreaming, and still streaming. Haha. That was the subject for last episode. I don't know, I could probably keep talking about it, but I've basically covered everything I might talk about. Death. I will say, I don't think... So my initial plan for when I started streaming, because I've been planning on this for a long time. My initial plan for when I started streaming was to be exclusively a League of Legends streamer, and I had this whole idea that I might still do. But I had this whole idea of like a particular way I could stream the game, and I'm not getting into specifics because it's something I want to do myself. I don't want anyone to steal the idea. But you know, I had ideas as to how I would be exclusively a League of Legends streamer. That's already not the case. We're getting to the point where most of my streams are not League of Legends streams. And what I'm finding is that I kind of like it better that way. Because the thing that I guess I never really factored into my idea of, you know, being purely a League streamer is that League streamers have to deal with their toxic teammates on stream. And I get annoyed enough dealing with them just off stream. And the way I handle them isn't exactly... I mean, I think I've gone over it before, but to review, I don't... When somebody flames me, I don't flame back, I just mute them. And I know that's not particularly a conventional way to handle the issue. Most people will, you know, try to fight back and defend themselves, but it really doesn't amount to anything, ever. It just escalates the situation. But the point is that when I use my method, you know, I mute, and again, nobody's actually watched my League streams yet, so this hasn't actually happened, but what I imagine happening when people do start watching, or if they do, I suppose. When. Gotta convince myself that it'll work. So when people do start watching, well, actually, I guess it could be if, because I might stop. The point I'm getting to is that I might stop streaming League. But if people do start watching, they might be like, oh, that's weird. You're not standing up for yourself. Oh, what are you, some sort of wimp? And I'm like, no, I'm just smart, and I know how not to waste my energy. But then, of course, that starts a whole conversation that I wouldn't really feel like having. So, yeah, as I said, the whole point is I don't know how much longer I'm going to be streaming League. Again, I still have that one idea, and I know I'm at least going to be streaming League until I hit silver, because I basically promised that to myself. But after that, I think the only reason I would stream League is that one idea I had of, you know, a specific way to play the game. And that also could get me flack, that one specific way. Okay, I'm just gonna go straight down the middle here. Actually, I could have just stayed there, I think. Probably could have damage boosted through that. Alright. Trying again. I did come to a revelation about this level while I was editing. I didn't realize when I initially started playing this level that there's a clear condition, and that's to finish in the frog suit. Which is why When I was playing, I was hoping for like a checkpoint or something, but it didn't happen, and I know now why, because there's a clear condition, and you can't have a clear condition and checkpoints. Still not 100% sure why that is, aside from potentially preventing soft locks, but like that's kind of something you have to test for. Okay. Actually, that would be easier, wouldn't it? If I just jumped and then... Again, it doesn't actually matter because I don't have the frog suit, but... If I just jumped, took damage boosted, and then... Damage boosted through the top saw blades, and then fell, I could at least get a scope of the level, right? That's good. It's good. It's very good. Yeah, I mean, I guess in other League news, Riot, the company who makes League, if you didn't know, has officially announced that they're going to get rid of their all chat feature. Which, again, for those who don't know, it's the feature that allows you to talk to the enemy team in the game. It's because League doesn't have a voice chat or anything, it's just text chat that during the game. Actually, it does have voice chat, but it's got voice chat for your party mates, and they have to specifically be in your party and not just on your team. But the point is, they're getting rid of the all chat, which allows you to talk to the enemy team and your team simultaneously. And nobody really likes that. And I can't say I blame them, because I think the thing that most people know about League, regardless of whether they play it or not, is that it is known for its toxicity. Is this the end of the level? It is. Okay. Okay. League is known for its toxicity, which is a shame because it is a very fun game. But the thing is, the toxicity doesn't come from the enemy team like 90% of the time. The toxicity in League comes from when you mess up, and then your teammate's like, "Oh, what the f are you doing, man? God, you're awful. What an awful person you are for being bad at a video game." And that's the real issue, right? The most you get from the enemy team is like if you mess up against the enemy laner, the person you're fighting directly, they'll just like put a question mark, like what are you doing? And at that point, that could be considered, just banter, right? Trash talk, which is more liked by some people than others, but it's not, overall, it's not nearly as bad as your teammates yelling at you because, "Oh, you f***ed up, man. Oh, you f***ed up, and you did it because you hate me, and everyone hates me, and that's why I have to be an asshole to everyone, because if I don't, then, they're not going to know that they're an asshole." And it's like, first of all, not how that works. Second of all, no, just no. It doesn't work like that. Right, I've been playing League we're almost at season 12, for like 9 years. And I could probably count on one hand the amount of times that someone other than me was told, "Hey, you're an asshole and you're doing bad, stop it." Or, you're stop. Basically, someone tried to stop someone from being an asshole by being an asshole, and it worked. That doesn't work, Like, it just doesn't. Also, I phrased that in a weird way that would imply that I stopped someone from being an asshole by being an asshole. I haven't done that actually, because I was gonna go a different way with it at first. But... Oh God, I jumped too far. Yeah, no. The number of times, just to restate more clearly, the number of times that I've seen someone go, "Hey, asshole, stop being an asshole. You're the one who's doing bad," and they actually, took it to heart and were like, "Oh man, I'm sorry, I'll do better." I could count on one hand, right? After 9 years of playing, I can count on one hand how many times that's happened. And that is out of probably at least 1,000 times that the general situation has occurred. Like 99.9% of the time, it just turns into, no, you're an asshole, no, you're an asshole, no, you're an asshole, and it doesn't get anywhere. They spend more time typing than they do playing, and nobody learns anything. Oh God. Oh, that's the farthest I've ever gotten the frog suit. That's progress. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's gotten to the point where, because League has such a reputation for its toxicity, that people who play the game go into a game expecting people to be assholes to them. Which is part of why, at least, even the slightest offense is enough to set someone off. Like, even if you're like, "Hey, could I get a missing ping next time your enemy laner leaves lane, please?" Like, even if you phrase it in a way that shouldn't be, incendiary, more likely than not, someone's still gonna take it as an offense because, well, they were expecting someone to get on their ass about it. Because that's just the reputation the game has now, which is really, really sad. I mean, of course, there's a joke with other MOBAs that, like, all the toxicity is people who played League trying to find another game. So, right, even those games are, like, expected to be somewhat toxic just by being in the same genre. I don't know. I don't know that there's an actual solution, truly. I mean, probably. I mean, pretty much any problem is solvable. It's just a matter of what action to take and who's taking that action, But it's a tough one. It's a tough one to figure out, like, how do we get people to not immediately be at each other's throats the second something bad happens in a game, I mean, there are even games where, like, we'll be winning and my enemy team, or my enemy team, yes, my teammates will be complaining about something I did, and I'm like, guys, why are you upset? We're, like, miles ahead. If all you cared about was winning, then you should be happy right now. But clearly that's not the case, right? And that's another defense that people will use, is like, oh man, I just really want to win, and if you're not playing to win, that really pisses me off. And it's like, first of all, the only people who aren't playing to win are people who are genuinely trying to f with people, which is not as many as you might think. Right? It's pretty rare, in my experience, that you find someone, or rather that someone gets, quote-unquote, rightfully harassed for inting. Now let's talk about that term for a sec, inting, because it's a game that, or it's a term that very much, you know, it has origins in League of Legends. And ultimately, you know, what it's short for is intentionally feeding. Feeding being the act of giving the enemy teams kills to make them stronger to screw with your teammates. But now people use inting just whenever someone dies. It's like, oh, he died, he's inting, and like, a lot of the time when they say it now, they don't mean that they're actually intentionally feeding, like that they're actually giving the team kills to make life worse for the rest of them. But that's where it came from. People assuming that people were dying on purpose, when in actuality that they were just bad, you know? They were just playing poorly. And that really says something about the game, you know, or the people playing the game more so than the game itself. It sucks. It sucks. I like League. But there's no denying that it's got problems. Right? And it's such a problem that pretty much anyone who plays League won't even admit to liking the game. Because it's like, oh, you like that game with all the, you like being yelled at and you're cussed out by your teammates and stuff. And it's like, oh, what are you, some sort of masochist? And it's like, no, I just like the mechanics of the game and you know how you can build different items and then champions are cool and like, it's got some lore to it. And right, there's things to like about the game. They're genuinely. But if you say you like League, that's kind of like the uncool thing. Because you're basically what you're saying is, I like the game despite how much of a dick a lot of people can be in the game. Which is the idea of I like this thing but is not, it's not a very popular one on the internet. For some reason, people on the internet seem to think that you just have to like everything about a thing, and you can't not like part of it. Otherwise, you know, you're a hypocrite. You either don't deserve to like the thing, or you don't really like the thing because it's, you know, it's not. You either got to support a thing fully or not at all. It's all or nothing. That's bull. That's bull. And it'll still be bull next time. But as for this episode, that's a wrap. It's a good game, damn it.